Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jeannie, and as soon as I saw this new potions collection from CN Designer Dips, I knew I had to have it immediately because oh my gosh, this whole collection is just amazing. And if there was Jeannie in a collection, it would probably be these colors. I mean, of course they came beautifully packaged, but I couldn't help myself and I tore into them. So let me show you these colors really quick before we get into a mani. I am so in love with this entire collection. I mean, just look at it. So I had a hard time deciding which ones I wanted to use, but I decided I'm going to use Conjure, but we're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to show you that you can chrome with some shimmer powders. So here you can kind of see the shimmer. I'm not sure if you can kind of see the sheen of it. So this is kind of a magenta color and it has this really fine blue shimmer to it. But you can see here when I rub it on my finger, it's got that sheen and that means it's going to be chromable. Before I get into a mani, I did want to show you Chaos Concepts November Perpetual Chaos color. So meet Moody Rainbow and she is just gorgeous. So this is the Idle Chaos, and on the underside of it, it does have a 2 bottle holder as well as that little part where you can put a couple jars of dip powder. It is at an incline. It doubles as a hand rest, so it's really great for resting your hand when you're doing your manis or any kind of nail art. It does come, you can buy boxes for it separately, so this can be the lid, and then the boxes come in either short or tall. So I did want to show you that as well because I don't use this on my channel, and really I use it a lot when I'm not filming a mani. But when I'm filming a mani, when I'm doing this for YouTube or I'm doing a live, I don't use it because I only have so much room to stay in frame and it takes up a lot of room, so that's really why I don't use it, but I absolutely love it. Jumping into my mani, I will be using CN Designer Dips dip liquids, and I'm starting with the color Incantation, and it took me forever to figure out what color to use, but it caught my eye immediately. So it is a very pigmented solid black dip powder with large pieces of purple foils in it. And there was just something about it that was just so pretty. I know it looks messy. I know it looks crazy. But when you put it all together, it is just so gorgeous. If you saw my previous video, I was talking about how I really love the look of larger foil pieces. And this is definitely one as well. And surprisingly, as pigmented as this dip powder is, it did not stain my fingers at all. So I'm always really appreciative of pigmented dip powders that somehow don't stain. I honestly debated doing Incantation on all 5 fingers because I just loved it so much, but I just loved all these colors in the collection so much, so I felt like I had to use more than just one color. So I'm gonna have to find a way to do more manis with more of this collection because, like I said, I am so obsessed with it. If you're curious about the base I'm dipping on, this is my iGel Beauty Soft Pink Sculpture Gel Overlay and Extensions that I did. I'll leave the link for that video up in the cards if I can figure that out, either that or it'll be in the description. Because these jars are so full, which I'm not complaining about, I made a giant mess, so I'm going to be using my Controlled Chaos by Chaos Concepts to help catch some of that mess, and that way I can contain it to one area and clean it up easily afterwards. So now that I'm done with my first layer of all my nails, or the first 3 nails that I'm doing Incantation on, I'm just going to dust them off and go in with my second layer. And the great thing about these foils is they actually did not bleed. I'm always very cautious anytime I use any colored foils because they tend to bleed. But I don't know what foil she used, but I was so happy to see that they didn't bleed. Now the black did stain my dip base brush a little bit, but not anything too bad. Now, I could have just stopped at my 2 layers and it would have been perfectly fine, but you know me, of course I wanted more purple foils. So I'm going to do a little bit of placement. So I did do my index finger, but I was kind of out of frame, so I kind of cut that out. But just showing you here, I applied a layer of dip base, and now I'm going to pick up some of those foils and place them where I want them. And I just love how well these purple foils pop against the black background, and they could easily just blend in because they're two dark colors, but she just found like the perfect balance where it is just so beautiful, and I love it so much. And I just love these larger pieces of foil. So I'm really placing the larger pieces more so, and then just little pieces to kind of fill in. But I just want more of that purple because if you ask me, you can never have enough purple. Because there aren't any glitters in Incantation, I don't want to contaminate my nails, so I'm going to go ahead and cap these 3 nails in clear and activate before I move on to Conjure. I'm going to chrome Conjure on top of itself, so I'm going to do 2 dips of Conjure on my pinky and thumb, and then cap and clear, file and buff, and then we'll get into the chroming. So I know right now it looks very fuchsia against my purple foils in Incantation, and it doesn't really match. But wait till you see it chromed. It will come together, at least I think it comes together really well. So it looks a little off when I dip it, but it'll look much better once it's chromed. So I don't have to chrome on top of its own color, so I could do a different base color. So I could do black, and I may get a little bit of a different look, or white. So just depending on what you chrome on top of, you get a different look of chrome. But honestly, even without the chroming, Conjure is just a beautiful color all on its own. It's just gorgeous fuchsia with these fine light blue shimmers in it, and it just pops, and it's just so, so pretty. I went ahead and filed and buffed off camera, and here's how we're looking so far. I'm going to go ahead and top coat my 3 Incantation nails because we're done with them, and then we will get into the chroming. For the chroming, I will be using gel base coat and gel top coat, both from West Coast Dips. And I did get a new UV LED lamp to try. This one's from Amazon, so far I'm liking it. And you want to make sure before you chrome that your nails are super smooth. So this buffer from iGel Beauty is my absolute favorite. It's a 100/180. Because chrome will show any imperfection, you want to make sure your nails are super smooth. So now I'm going in with a layer of gel base coat, and you need that for your top coat to adhere. Because your nails are so smooth, your top coat will peel off if you don't have that gel base coat. So apply a thin, even layer and cure in your lamp for 30 seconds. And also, I'm sorry, I know I'm a little bit out of frame. I struggled with this one. I'm going to go ahead and apply gel base to my thumb as well, and I do like to do my thumb separately to my other fingers because if I do all of them at the same time, if I put my hand flat in the lamp, my thumb would be laying to the side and it would not cure evenly, so I always like to do my thumb separately. So I'm just kind of taking my time, making sure I get a nice even layer and there aren't any lumps or bumps, because chrome will highlight any imperfection. So you want to make sure it's perfect before you go in with your chrome. Now I'm going to apply my no wipe gel top coat, and I'm going to apply an even layer and give that a quick flash cure. So 10-15 seconds max, and it's going to really depend on what gel top coat you use as well as what wattage lamp. I've got a 48 watt UV LED lamp, and you can see I did have to switch it out because my Bell lamp, the battery died, so I was just too lazy to get my charger. So what I did is after my flash cure, I just dipped my finger into the jar to pick up the powder. I find that the quickest way. And I've got this eyeshadow applicator that I just bought off of Amazon, and I'm using that to rub in the chrome. So I'm just going around my free edge as well, around my cuticle line, just making sure I'm rubbing in that powder, and then it's chroming. So you can kind of see that chromed look now. Once I've got that rubbed in, I want to cure my nail the rest of the way. So I only did a flash cure of that top coat for 15 seconds. So I'm just putting it back into the lamp to finish curing it. And then once that's done, I'm moving on to my thumb because like I said, I like to do my thumb separately. So once again, I'm going in with my no wipe gel top coat, and I'm just making sure I get as even as a layer as possible. There's not any bumps or lumps because I don't want that to show through the chrome. And I will say, when you're chroming, you don't have to use an eyeshadow applicator. You can use one of those silicone tip tools. You can use one of those work really well. Or if you just want to use your finger, you can. I mean, I personally don't like to use my finger because it can have oils on it that may affect the chrome. I haven't had any issues, but personally I like to use the eyeshadow applicator. So here I'm showing you, you don't have to dip your finger in the powder. I'm just picking up some of that powder with my eyeshadow applicator and rubbing it in, but it does take a little bit longer. So you see here, I get impatient and I go ahead and dip my finger in the powder and just rub in the chrome. So once I've got that rubbed in the way I want it, I want to finish curing my thumb. So I'll put that back in the lamp for 60 seconds to make sure that top coat is fully cured. You can chrome without gel liquids if you have a gel allergy, but I have heard mixed to not so great reviews. I know like Sally Henson has like a no gel, and Sparkle & Co. has something as well, but I prefer to stick with gel personally because I like the look of that. But anyway, once I've got my nails fully cured, you want to dust off the excess chrome powder, and then you want to go in with the final layer of gel top coat. And this is because you don't want your chrome to just wipe off. You want to protect that. So make sure you're covering your nail fully. Make sure you're getting your free edges capped, and that way nothing's going to peel off or rub off. So once I've got a full layer of that gel top coat on, I'm going to give it a full cure in my lamp for 60 seconds. And seriously, that's how easy chroming is. So the key to good chroming is making sure your nails are as smooth and even as possible and not over curing your gel. Because if you over cure your top coat, your chrome won't stick to it. So make sure you're just doing that quick flash cure. I'm going to finish off my mani with my Scales of Mermaid Cuticle Oil in the scent Sugar Sugar, which is actually a creme brulee inspired scent. But to me, it actually reminds me of like pancakes with maple syrup. It's still got that really sugary scent, but I don't know that I would say that it reminds me of creme brulee. But regardless, I love it. It smells so good and it just makes my skin so soft. And here's the finished look. What do you think? It's been a while since I've chromed my nails, but I am obsessed with it. And I'm so glad I chromed Conjure because it is so gorgeous. And look at how it just changed the colors so much once it's chromed. I will say you can't chrome all shimmer dip powders. So not all shimmer dip powders are chromable, but if you open up the jar and you see kind of that sheen, try it because more than likely it does mean that it is chromable. And I know that a lot of the CN Designer Dips shimmers are chromable, which is just fun and it just takes that look to a whole nother level. And it's just so simple to do as well. If you do end up chroming one of your dip powders inspired by this video, please tag me. I would love to see it. It would make me really happy. And, I hope this was helpful. I'm trying to think of new helpful things that I could share with you on my channel. So if there's anything else you'd like to see, please let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.